Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
This is the sound of turning small bets into legendary wins. Only on the Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app. The sound of parlays, the sound of paydays, the sound of watching the game will never be the same. Hard Rock Bet has already paid out millions and millions in parlays to people across Florida. Download Hard Rock Bet now, and if your first bet doesn't win, get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Listen up, team. Recycling is just like football. You can't win if you're out of formation. Yellow bin? That's your quarterback. Give it all the paper. Blue bin? Wide receiver. Feed it all the containers. But no interceptions. Plastic bags and greasy pizza boxes have no place on this field. Now, follow the playbook. Get out there and recycle right. Sponsored by the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. Let's keep winning for the planet!
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
My fellow Americans, be not afraid. For the better team won the battle, but the war, now that's to be determined.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Yeah, I'm feeling good on this Friday, baby. I'm feeling good. It is a feel-good Friday here on Theoretically Speaking. C-Cat is on the other side of the glass on the ones and the twos. And no, not like in the famous words of Miley Cyrus or Hannah Montana. I don't know which one she was when she put this song out. But it's not a party in the USA today. It's not. All right? We're not celebrating. Nothing to be happy about. Nothing to be smiling about. This job's not done. Team Canada won it last night, 3-2 in overtime, yeah. Better team won. Connor McDavid, that guy's electric. He got it done in OT. But nothing to hang our heads on because, again, we are the USA. We always come back. We always figure it out. And maybe the man that sits with us today with an early appearance can help me figure out how Team USA can reclaim that pride and maybe finally get over that hump and beat Team Canada. Jonathan Zaslow from Zaslow Show 2.0.
How's it going, Theo? Good to see you.
Yeah.
Good to be in studio. C-Cat's right over there. Nice to see you guys here. I'm happy to be here with you guys.
Yeah, man. That's the setup of the thing, man. Right here in City Place, man. You see, we got people walking by. Don't try not to get too distracted, Zaz.
That's all right.
I know you're usually doing the virtual thing when you're here.
I
There's
love
a lot of
seeing
people
my
walking.
people. I love when my people walk by and smile and wave. I like being here with you guys.
I love when my people win big games on the big stage. And I will say this, man, for hockey, for the NHL, this was like a perfect storm.
Yeah.
This happening at this time with the weird, heightened political element of it as well. People are super proud of their nations. You got leaders of countries tweeting back and forth at each other. Everybody threatening to annex the other one, 51st state, 11th province, whatever you want to say.
I'd like to see them try.
And and on top of that, in the Four Nations face-off for NHL's All-Star Weekend, you get the final that comes down to Team Canada, Team USA, the brightest stars, the biggest stage, overly competitive, right? So much so that in the group match we had a bunch of a little getting after it, a little hold me back.
Let the fists do the talking.
Yeah.
You had a lot of animosity. I think added to it was because of the national anthem.
They booed the national anthem.
Well, it's been a thing actually for the last few weeks in the National Hockey League where when the American teams are playing at the Canadian cities, they've been booing the anthem because
you have to. You kind of have to.
Well, the whole thing's with the tariffs and all that, so they're angry and they've been booing our anthem, and then you got it at the start of the tournament, and it was after the U.S.'s first game against Finland, and the games were in Montreal to start out, and Matthew Tkachuk. By the way, Matthew Tkachuk, that's Captain America. All right. I know Captain America, Brave New World is in the theaters. Sam Wilson. Captain America is Matthew Tkachuk.
Okay, I'm with you.
All right. Let's just make that clear.
Rat Pat.
And they asked him after the game, what do you make of the national anthem, them booing? And he said, I don't like it, and that's all I'm going to say about it. And then he and his brother let their fists do the talking.
Yeah.
So they fight at the start of the game. You got a little extra activity there, but I knew you weren't going to get any of the fighting last night. Like they got that out of the way on Saturday, and last night was just about great hockey. And I'll tell you, there was like this aura around Saturday's game, round one with USA and Canada, as if it was the greatest hockey game. It was good.
Yeah.
It was a good hockey game. You had the story because of the fighting, so there was this extra aura around how incredible that game was. I didn't think the first game was great. I thought it was good, all right? Last night, and the U.S. comes up short. Last night, I thought was a great game.
And this is a great comment here from Jalen in the YouTube chat. He says, great players on both teams, but Canada is like USA basketball for hockey, right? The games can be close. There's talent on both sides. It seems like there's a mental block on the side of Team USA, but also that's the reason in which, to me, as an American, and I'll be honest, as you'll probably get after me for this. C-Cat was giving me hell for it yesterday. I found myself actually rooting for Team Canada last night.
Why?
I mean, come on. First of all, you're a Florida Panthers guy. We have more Panthers on Team Canada.
I'm a huge Panther fan, yes.
So we have more Panthers on Team Canada. I'm a huge fan of Sid the Kid. Sid the Kid that did, as I call him, Sidney Crosby. He's been he's like my favorite hockey player of all time, and I'm not a big hockey guy. But that was the guy I was always a little bit more.
I'm not a fan of Crosby.
I know, I get it. I'm not here to catch the hate. I'm just being open and vulnerable and honest with you.
So you found yourself rooting for the Panthers last night as opposed to rooting for Team USA.
I was rooting for the Panthers and Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid. I like Connor McDavid.
That's nutty.
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, well, what I want you to do is simple. Root for your country. That's what I want you to do. It's really simple.
I root for my country and everything, and it's just some things I'm
except
like,
when it matters.
Where's my heart? My heart was with Sid the Kid.
I root for my country, except when it matters.
Oh, come on. There's bigger things at stake. They tried to annex us.
I'm not sure there were bigger things at stake last night, okay? I felt good for Reinhart and for Benny, especially Sam Bennett's scores last night. Oh, by the way, Bill Zito, I know you're listening to Theoretically Speaking, Panthers general manager, all right?
Yeah.
So let's just put this out there. Bill Zito, you saw last night. You don't need me to re-endorse this. Can we come to terms with a contract extension for Sam Bennett?
Finally.
He's the only guy. He's the only one of the core who is not signed multiple years. Like, he's a free agent after this year.
So wasn't he just a free agent?
He's a free agent after this year,
gotcha.
all right? Can we sign him to a multi-year deal? He is an incredible big-time player. and he showed it again last night. I was happy for Benny. I was happy for Rhino. But it's funny where you say that you were rooting for Canada because they had more Panthers on their team. I didn't lose. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm draped in the red, white, and blue watching the game last night. I did not lose any sleep because Team USA didn't win last night. I really wanted them to win because I wanted Matthew Tkachuk to win.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted him to, like...
That's your guy. If you had to pick a Panthers, that's your guy.
I wanted him to win. We know how important it is clearly to him. I mean, Theo, he was in the booth the other night saying it's the biggest game of his life coming up. Chucky, you just played in Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Final.
Hey, every next game is the big game.
So I think I wanted USA to win so bad because I wanted Tkachuk to win.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But he, if you didn't know it before, he is a super duper star now. I don't think anyone benefited more than he and his brother Brady Tkachuk from this tournament.
That, plus coming off of, obviously, the Stanley Cup final and everything, and you had the love affair between him and Jimmy Butler that was going on and whatnot. Like, Matthew Tkachuk's star is soaring. It's great. He didn't need this win to add to it, but I do think the U.S. getting that close and people being more now intrigued with that rivalry within the sport of hockey, it only heightens the next Winter Olympics out in Italy.
Well, but also I do think you're right about being a perfect storm.
Yeah, it's tough. It's going to be tough. During any other time of the year, this would not have gotten the eyes it gotten. I saw BetMGM said this got more bets. This game right here, Team USA versus Team Canada, more bets on this game than any other hockey game they've had this season or last.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes a lot
and
of
it's
sense.
the highest rated games in non-Stanley Cup in 6+ years.
Yeah.
It was just a perfect storm. It was great that it's in the middle of February because February is the worst sports month of the calendar year. So we're dying for something to latch onto and keep our attention. And they were able to do this over the last week. And then it coincides at the same time with the disaster that was the NBA All-Star Weekend. Mm-hmm. So you got that over there, which is nobody tries and it's nonsense. And then this over here, these guys are willing to die for their country in an exhibition game, So it really felt like a perfect storm to showcase. And it's been my favorite part. I was on the network on ESPN Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week, and the timing was fantastic because I get to share how passionate I am for this sport. And that's what this past week and a half plus has been, where people like myself have been able to share with others who maybe don't know as much what a great sport it is and how incredible the athletes are.
So keep it G with me's ass. Like, sometimes something can be great for a sport, great for the attention, and also it can help propel people like long term. Does this move the needle at all for the NHL's second half of the season? You think so? You think that this, because it's a high watermark. It's a really high watermark, and if you just keep tuning in the regular season games after this, they're not all like that.
Yeah, of course, but the playoffs are. When we get to Stanley Cup playoffs are. It's about 25 games left in the NHL regular season. They get back going tomorrow. And then the Stanley Cup playoffs, all the games look like that.
Yeah.
So I do think, now part of it is when the NHL a couple years ago moved back to TNT and ESPN, that's been a godsend for the league, And now a showcase like this, I think, goes a really long way. You got a playoff game, a playoff tournament where every single game does look like what these last few games with the Four Nations face-off looks like. I do think that the NHL is in just a tremendous spot right now.
They're in a great spot right now. They need to capitalize now more than ever. Like, they are, again, last year's run having the Florida Panthers win it big, I think that was pretty exciting because you had Connor McDavid versus this Florida Panthers team that kept knocking on the door. You also got Florida more invested in hockey. I'm curious,
and an American player in Matthew Tkachuk, who's the face of the team, is also important. It's funny because when they were introducing the team, the honorary captains last night, Gretzky comes out for Team Canada. Of course, it's so cool. And I'm thinking, like, wow, I wonder who it's going to be for Team USA. Because we don't have a ton of those amazing American-born legends. And, of course, they end up bringing out Michael Ruzioni, who was the captain from the 1980 Olympic team. Like, oh, that is so cool, Ruzioni. But Matthew Tkachuk is an American-born player. And so the fact
St. Louis, right? St. Louis. That's why he's locked in with Tatum.
Yeah, St. Louis is where he grew up, because his father played a lot for the Blues. And of course, his father was American also. I believe his mother's Canadian. But he claims America. Obviously, he's an American-born. And I think having an American-born player recognizable. Like, I think he passes the mom test now. You know what the mom test is? The mom
Yeah.
test, you go home and you ask your mom, do you know who Matthew Tkachuk is? She says, yes, he's a hockey player. That's the mom test.
Well,
you know?
pump the brakes.
Oh,
Pump
I
the
don't
brakes.
know.
I think he
Mom
passes
test.
the mom test.
Look, maybe we've been talking to different moms. Maybe we.
I think Theo, you ask your mom. She knows Matthew Tkachuk.
I can guarantee you my mama don't know who the hell Matthew Tkachuk is.
Wait, can we?
She might think I cussed at her.
Could you text me your mom's number?
Yeah, we can try this. We can try this right now. We'll try the mom test right now.
Do you know who Matthew Tkachuk is? But also show her a picture. You got to show the picture too. Do you know who this is?
I guarantee you that would not help, but I appreciate your confidence in Matthew Tkachuk's brand.
I think she knows.
I appreciate your confidence in Matthew Tkachuk's brand. My main thing is if you're going to try, it's going to take a little bit more than this. Like, it has to happen on the Olympic stage as well. There has to be more. Like, he hadn't been on the cover of enough of magazines and talked about enough on TV shows yet.
This was a pretty big stage. It was like you go look at the ratings. It's a pretty big stage last night.
It was, but come on, the mom test, Matthew Tkachuk. Come on.
We'll see. You're gonna eat a lot of crow when your mother says, "Of course I know who that is." Florida Panthers, big star, Chucky. You'll see.
Oh my gosh, I'm actually more excited for this than anything because I know it's going to go the wrong way. It's not going to go the way you're thinking, but I also think that even though she might not be the best barometer for this, I don't think most moms even in South Florida might not know who Matthew Tkachuk is. Like, we can go around the office and they'll know, but like outside, if we did it, you know what? Zaz just gave us our perfect next poll.
You're going to do Man on the Street?
Our Man on the Street poll. We do this all the time out here in our City Play studios. It faces right at Rosemary Avenue. We put a poll out here. People vote yes or no on it. We'll just put a poll. Do you know who Matthew Tkachuk is?
Yeah.
Thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no.
Yeah, I like it.
I think here it actually will resonate more.
I
it
do
was
too.
good. The mom test in South Florida might click, but again, nationally, I don't know if Tkachuk is getting all of that.
Well, at the very least, if we want to go within your line of thinking, it sets everything in motion.
He can do that.
Because, again, next year, they're not doing Four Nations next year. You got the Olympics, all right? So this sets in motion a once-a-year event over the next few years where you got these teams, these players playing for their countries, and, man, they play hard.
They do play hard, and again, that's been the biggest key for this event and honestly for them doing that right after the NBA All-Star Weekend. I'm curious how the biggest competitor right now going forward is the NBA. Right? Like, this is going to be a lockstep thing. Their playoffs and the NBA playoffs. Who's going to get more attention? Who's going to lead
They're always
first
at the same
take?
time. I mean, NBA is going to outrate them, but if you just put side by side, which is the better competition in the playoffs, the competition, the Stanley Cup playoffs, it's unmatched. I mean, it's incredible. It is interesting, though. Like, I wonder how much attention they will give it on shows like First Take that you just mentioned.
I'm so curious.
I'm really interested in what that's going to look like.
So now that ESPN has been obviously platforming PK Subban a lot more.
Oh, my God. He put the NBA in a body bag yesterday.
Look, here's the thing with PK. Here's the thing. We could play the PK audio. Let's listen to what he said, because I have some things where I agree with him on, and I have my critiques. Here's PK Subban on First Take.
Understand this. They got to understand the importance of showing up to the All-Star game and being on the court and playing banged up sometimes and playing injured maybe at times. Thank you. And participating, because here's the thing. Because you're making 100, 200, 300 million, you should be out there banged up. You should be. That's why we pay you, is to max out. We talk about greatness and it being the longevity of somebody's career. I don't care if you play 50 years. I want your best 10. I want you on the court dominating. I want you to go all out. I want Michael Jordan. I want Kobe. That's what I want in every sport. That's the guy that I follow. You're a different version than that, you don't get my respect. That's me, and that's my angle. That's who I am. But I think we got to be very careful on that.
Here's this is a positive note, then I have a critique. I'm going to start with the positive. I'm going to do like a compliment sandwich here. Positive note is he's kind of speaking from the voice of the fan. And for the fans, selfishly, yes, I want you playing all 82. I want you playing all 48 minutes, and I want you giving it your all at every second. You need to be exerting yourself, acting like every regular season game matters. All-Star Weekend needs to matter, because that's what heightens my care for it. If you're going to be like LeBron and coast through seasons and coast through possessions, and you're actively showing me that this doesn't matter as much, it starts to decrease my attention level. So I agree with him there. That is the voice of the fan. On the other side, PK, who is obviously a former professional athlete, former NHL guy. I think he only recently retired, right? A couple of years ago?
Like 5 years ago.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Because he's about 35 now. NHL lifespan a lot shorter.
He was a great player.
Yeah. My issue with this is people are almost trying to excuse themselves from what the obvious, like, let's call it the elephant in the room is for NBA players. The longer they can extend their careers, especially under this salary cap sport where all you can get is the max contract if you're the number one guy, the more max contracts you can sign, the bigger benefit it is to the individual player. So what they're obviously been doing is preserving their body so they can have these long extended out LeBron-esque careers, James Harden-esque careers where they're able to reach out and get as many deals as possible. Why did Jimmy Butler want to leave the Heat at 35 years old? Wasn't just to contend. He wanted another extra max contract to add to his bottom line. So I think we're being a little disingenuous when we're acting as if we don't know why they're doing it. The NBA players are being selfish. The NBA players are maybe being quote-unquote divas, but they're doing it out of their own self-interest, which to me is not a very hard thing to understand. My big fix to this would be you maybe look at eliminating the salary cap in the NBA.
Well, what does that do then?
Here's my thing. Maybe if LeBron was getting paid what he felt like he was worth for that individual year, you're getting $60 million a year. That's more than enough to go play basketball. But you know that LeBron is worth more than that. You know that James Harden at his peak was worth more than what they were able to play him with the Houston Rockets and whatnot. Maybe if you're able to pay him maybe double that, then he can go high octane and not feel as much like he needs to extend out his career to get that next max contract. Now, I know it's a novel idea. I know that if you take the salary cap away, that the middle class of the NBA and the veteran minimums guy, those guys would suffer from it. So it's not like I have the answers. But the direct answer to that question would be, if you want to prevent them from trying to chase the next big max contract with the next big rights deal that spikes the hard cap and spikes the salary cap, maybe you eliminate the salary cap, let them get paid more early, and then they can burn out at 31 and be happy.
I think you make an excellent point in regards to why the NBA player, or at least part of why the NBA player does what he does. And that's trying to stay healthy, maximize the length of your career, and continuing to get the big-time contracts. I think you make an excellent point. But all that you said right there, I didn't hear anything that was you actually disagreeing with what PK Subban said.
That's my problem. I agree with what he says, but we're all being disingenuous in our criticism of the NBA players. What are they trying to do? They're trying to make more money like, I don't know, everybody else in the damn world is trying to do.
But that's where, yes, that is true, but PK is telling you there that the hockey player doesn't think like that. That the hockey player is playing for the guy next to him and is playing for the people in the stands who are there to see them. He's trying to tell you that even though maybe you can't fault the NBA player for being selfish and looking out for their career because it is their career, just the same way that you, Theo Dorsey, you're going to be selfish and look out for your career here at ESPN 106.3 West Palm, okay? These hockey players are built different. Do you understand what would happen if a hockey player showed up in morning to morning skate and everybody else is getting dressed in the dressing room and they say, hey, why aren't you putting your clothes? I go, tonight's a load management night for me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
They'd probably, they'd kick him off the team. And everything that PK is saying right there, how can a fan of sports not like
everybody agrees. Everybody agrees.
Every fan in the world would agree with what he is saying there. He's just telling you they're built different. You're under a contract, you got to give 1,000,000% because that's what you signed your name on that contract, and that means something. And playing for the guy next to you, that means something, even if it means that you're playing hurt and you may not be able to extend your career and make that money.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because right now, this and the guy next to me, my teammates, this moment is what it's about. They have a different mentality,
They do, and part of that different mentality comes from circumstances because, number one, the kind of money that's being dangled in front of NBA superstars ain't the same kind of money that's being dangled in front of NHL stars. And also, there is a pampered nature in which the basketball players of today's age have been brought up in, and it's happening right outside of our studios here. It's happening all across the nation, and they get kind of used to that cruising in. Like even Luka Doncic, we assume that the overseas players and the international players like a Luka wouldn't be like that because it's a different culture over there. But damn it, they're doing it to their players too. Basketball, for some reason, is a much more pampered and privileged sport.
Yep.
And I do believe that is what is creating the very monsters we have today that are players that are entitled, super rich, and instead of playing a regular season game in March or February, you're sitting courtside at the Miami Beach Open. Not to name any names.
I was just really happy with PK and what he did there because it's just putting everyone on notice that you can like whatever sport you like the best, all right? NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball. But over there, that sport right there, the NHL, those dudes put it on the line. And if you love competition, you got to be watching.
Hockey certainly got an uptick off of last night, and it culminated in how the actual final of the Four Nations Classic finished. It was Connor McDavid. It was a score that ended it all, and it is our EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing coolest moment of the week.
Time now for the coolest moment of the week. Presented by EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDS is yes.
Green pass, McDavid scores! Connor McDavid wins it for Canada! And Jordan Binnington has done it again inside the TD Garden.
That call courtesy of ESPN. The finale in overtime, in extra time there, where we see the Canadians reign victorious once again. We see a guy like McDavid do it for his country. I said overtime.
You are such a turncoat.
Did he say extra time?
Are they on the pitch
I said extra
too,
time.
Theo? Jeez.
What'd you say?
You said extra time.
Instead of overtime.
Oh, instead of overtime.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Did you call it the golden goal?
Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. Shut the hell up. And that is courtesy of EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDSisyes.com. You know the good people.
What was your reaction? You're a big Team Canada guy.
I was happy that Canada won, but then I also, to be honest with you, simultaneously, I want America to be happy and proud. I want America to come out on top. But what I'm hoping it does for Team USA Hockey is motivate us to get what do you think is a bigger prize, the gold medal in Italy or that match last night?
Oh no, gold medal.
Come on,
gold medal.
So let's do it. Let's do it. Don't get comfortable. Don't rest on your laurels. Get out there and get them. Next year.
Gold medal 1,000% because you got all the countries that are going to be involved. Yeah. I will tell you what was a little bit weird. Did anyone else find it weird where after it's almost like the players didn't know what to do on Canada when they were doing when they were awarding the trophy? Like they were passing it around like it was the Stanley Cup. I feel like they were a little bit like
it's weird.
There's no precedence.
It's
right.
weird.
There's no precedence.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to skate around and everybody holds it up?
Are we crying here?
It was a little strange. They didn't know. We're happy, but how happy are we supposed to be right now?
Is it corny if we get too happy?
Yeah,
is the problem.
Yeah, it was a little odd, the passing around of the trophy.
I do have one thing for Zaz. As a big America fan and a big Panthers fan, this kind of rubbed me the wrong way, where before the puck even hit the back of the net, I swear this tweet was sent out while the puck was crossing the line to finish the game in overtime. The Florida Panthers tweet out, "Congratulations." It was a little too soon for me for being Florida, which is in the United States, and Team USA has Matthew Tkachuk on it. I know they've got their guys on Team Canada with Bennett and Reinhart.
Now, what was attached on it? Was there a picture? Was there a video?
It was a picture of both the guys on Canada.
They had it ready.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, they can have it ready because they know it's either congrats and these two guys Canada or congrats and this one guy USA. Like, you could be ready with that. If the Panthers are a big winner either way.
But the body was still cold. They could have waited till this morning. Right. That's all I'm saying.
Man. It's a big win for two of your guys. You got to celebrate it with them. You can't. For the Florida Panthers, at the very least, it's excusable. Now, for a guy like me, you could be more critical. Florida Panthers employ those dudes.
Yeah, I'm happy for those guys.
Yeah.
It would have been really cool if one. I mean, look, Benny had a goal last night. It'd have been. Did Reinhart score in the tournament? I don't think he had a goal
at all.
I don't think he scored.
Yeah,
I don't know. It would have been cool if one of those guys did. But I'll tell you, Connor McDavid, and we all know how good he is. I turned to my son at one point in the middle of the second period. It was either 2-1 or 2-2 at that time, and I turned to him. I go, "How about Connor McDavid? Total no-show." Just like Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. And McDavid even said after the game when he was being interviewed by Emily Kaplan, he goes, "I did not have a good game. I was not good tonight. I'm just thankful I had the chance to get the win." He was not good last night.
Yeah.
And it felt like, wow, McDavid, in a big spot. Like, can we hear from you? And he ends up scoring the game winner.
I have one last question for you since you're more of a hockey savant, as clearly shows when I said extra time instead of overtime the third time around. And then we're going to go to the other side because there's a big scandal, not a scandal, but a conversation happening around baseball that I want to tap into. Does that have something to do with the heightened level of defensive play? I saw them talking about that after the second period. I think it was P.K. Saban making the point on the broadcast that, like, when you have that many elite guys on the ice at that time, sometimes a guy like Connor McDavid or other, like, really good skaters don't look as good against them because the competition level.
Yeah.
Like, usually there's a couple guys you might be able to pick on, but if everybody's elite, it's a little watered down.
Yeah, and it's very hard to get really good looks,
Yeah.
you know. But both teams had chances last night, especially U.S., who had a ton of chances in overtime. I mean, Binnington was amazing. There are fewer chances because the defense is good. Yes. Everybody's going 1,000 miles per hour, trying super duper hard. I do think the one major difference when you have a tournament like last night and all the players on the ice are legitimately great players, there was one penalty all game. It's one penalty. Canada had the one power play last night, and I think that's a big difference. When everyone's a great player, you have less penalties.
That makes sense.
The great players don't get caught in a situation where they're taking a penalty, and that was one thing that I noticed last night was, man, when you got this much talent on the ice, you're not going to have very many penalties.
Right, and I think that's also the difference in international play, too, where we look at these NBA superstars, you know, like we look at even the team, not the Summer Olympics, but the World Cup team that lost, that still had these guys that averaged 30 in the league and whatnot. They had Halliburton, they had Anthony Edwards and whatnot. It's like once that talent gap, you know, kind of marginalizes itself a bit and there's good guys on the other side as well with like Team Canada, then yeah, they can edge us out. That's why I do think that just like the comparison Jalen made, Team USA basketball being like the Team Canada hockey, it would be much more painful if we lost the Canadians in the Olympics, just like it's more painful if Canada would lose to us on the ice. And I would love to see that happen in favor of us on the ice before they get the better of us out there on the hardwood. You know what would help Team USA?
What?
Robots. Team USA with a robot on the ice. I mean, you never know. You never know what you could do. Baseball is considering some robotics to help out with some calls, and that's what we'll discuss on the other side, whether or not that'll be good for the game. Whether or not that'll be good. Good for everybody is a Duffy Sports Grill burger. Or how about some of their award-winning wings? You know, Duffy Sports Grill once again voted the best sports grill in 2024 with their award-winning burgers and jumbo wings. Plus, right now they got the weekday lunch deals going, right? Middle of the day, stomach starts growling, need something nice and quick to eat, but also good and affordable. How about the double play starting at just $7.99? $7.99. Come on. And then you got the Duffy's 2-for-1 drinks all day, every single day. Make sure you sign up and get your Duffy's MVP card. Be an MVP like me and like C-Cat, and I'm sure Zaz is as well, and start earning rewards today. Your favorite game and sporting events are always on as well. 80 or more televisions in every single Duffy's. That means you got some hockey up there, you got some tennis up there, some basketball. You don't have to choose between the two postseasons in hockey and basketball. You can have both of them going. Duffy'sMVP.com. That's where you can go to get your rewards game started. Duffy'sMVP.com. At Duffy's, our game is always on. Umpires, do they need more help? Or will this turn into an iRobot situation where we get out of control here? Out of control. Do we want the human nature element to stay in baseball? I don't know. I'm still on the fence. C-Cat's here. Zaz is here. I'm Theo Dorsey. We discuss on the other side. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. We know that occasionally a natural phenomenon called thermal inversion causes some radio interference from that 80s music station in Orlando. Don't worry, we get it. Some of us actually like it. So instead of sports talk, we're throwing it back with a quick 80s hit. Crank it up, because ESPN West Palm can be radical too.
The
The new state-of-the-art showroom at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach is now open. And let me tell you, it's amazing. If you're looking for a brand new 2020 to 2025 Kia, there is something for you. Every car has so many awesome features, it will be hard to pick just one. Plus, the safety tech and that unbeatable 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. There's peace of mind in every mile. If you've been putting off car shopping, now's the time. Don't wait any longer. Get down to Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, trade keys, and drive home a new Kia today. So, which one will you choose? See my friend Lonnie Mister at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach and find out why there are more Kias on the road every day. Call 800-NEW-KIAS or Lonnie at 561-433-1511 and check us out online at greenwaykiawestpalmbeach.com. Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, where your new Kia is waiting for you.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See kia.com or retailer for details.
DQ Grill and Chill, always your first love for delicious treats. Enjoy the blizzard of the month, Red Velvet Cake Blizzard. Indulge in real red velvet cake pieces and cream cheese icing, blended with DQ Signature Soft Serve. Plus, the $7 meal deal remains in full effect. Your choice of a DQ cheeseburger or a 3-piece chicken strip basket served with fries, a drink, and a sundae for just $7. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round on the simulators. You can track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
This is ESPN 106.3's Mike Rizzo. Recently, I had the pleasure of speaking with Dr. Michael Stark, a spine surgeon in the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group. When it comes to spine injuries, Dr. Stark says there can be a misconception.
It's broad. Everyone thinks back would just be pain, but that's not always the case. In the spine is all your nerves, your spinal cord and your nerves that come out into the lumbar spine. Problems that you can see with those aren't just pain necessarily. Those are the more obvious, but you can see numbness. Patients can come in without pain, but they may have weakness in their leg or in their arm. And that may be from a pinched nerve that's higher up in the spine somewhere. So those are usually more alarm type symptoms where I would say you need to get evaluated. But it could also be something simple like a muscle strain or pull where it would end up with back pain or tightness that could result in symptoms prompting care.
That's Dr. Michael Stark with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362 or go online to pbhnphysiciangroup.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I actually never finished the movie I, Robot.
Oh, you're missing out.
I never finished it.
Oh.
I've never
seen that.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
You know what's crazier? The crazier detail to that, I actually watched it in theaters.
Well, what does that mean? You fell asleep?
No, I left.
You didn't like it?
It wasn't even I didn't like it. I actually had to. I don't remember what it was that called me out of there, but I remember walking out of iRobot.
Someone better have been dying or something, because that movie is spectacular.
It was like, it had something to do with like hanging with the homies and whatnot.
Spectacular.
Yeah,
wow, we are using that word loosely.
You haven't watched it.
Well, you haven't watched it. You're already.
I got news for you. There aren't any movies out there that are spectacular that I haven't seen, all right? I'm getting around to seeing the spectacular movies.
But you can't. So that's an unfair criticism of a movie you haven't seen.
It's valid. It's fair.
Goodness gracious.
And you know what? Will Smith's track record with the sci-fi movies, I think it's a fair criticism.
Not a big I Am Legend guy?
Oh, come on.
I Am Legend is a good movie, but you know what? I'll never watch it again. I don't like the scene with the dog. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's a sad.
That makes you feel something.
It makes me sad.
You're afraid of your feelings.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's a sad.
I bury my feelings deep down in my chest like a real man, and I never let them out.
That's one way to do it. That's one way to do it. As I search for my, you know what's buried deep down in the heart of Palm Beach Gardens? This nice little place called PGA National Resort. And you know what's happening there starting Wednesday? This nice tournament called the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. That's right. It's time. I literally, next week it starts. It's right around the corner. Get your tickets today, thecognizantclassic.com. That's the place to go to get it as the PGA Tour comes to town with its tournament with the best of the best. And they'll be playing right here in our backyard in Palm Beach County at PGA National. Again, it's going to be a best-in-class on-site experience. You're going to have a bunch of different fan amenities. Of course, you got the Bear Trap tickets. You got the Yellow Flamingo Club. That's the VIP seats. That's where you're going to want to be. TheCognizantClassic.com. Now, remember, if you have a kid 15 and under, that kid gets in free with you as long as you have a ticket. So you can have a grounds pass. You can have a Bear Trap. Whatever you have, you can get your 15 and under kid admitted free. And I got to say, that is a high watermark. Usually we'll go somewhere it's like 9 and under, 5 and under. No. 15 and under. They're trying to get a lot more golf fans in the house. So thecognizantclassic.com. Get your tickets today. We'll see you there next week. Theoretically speaking, going to be on site talking some talk.
When can you get your driver's permit in Florida?
15.
He could drive you there.
He could drive you there.
He could chauffeur you to the car. Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You get a chauffeur to and fro. And that means while you're at the tournament, you get to, kick it. Pankies up, drinks up, vibe with the guys. Soon as 4 o'clock hits, every single day that we're out there, that's the end of Theoretically Speaking. C-Cat and I, we're going to be getting some drinks up with the folks.
Mm-hmm.
Kicking it. So toast to y'all. Come pull up on us there, Cognizant Classic next week. All right, the reason I bring up iRobot is because of the obvious. We know Major League Baseball has started its testing with the automated ball strike system. The robot's coming to the MLB. It's starting here in spring training. I'm looking at spring training dates around the corner here. I know at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium, they start stuff tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Cardinals, Marlins getting things underway. Right there at the Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches, you got stuff going on. The Mets are out there in Port St. Lucie. So all of the Florida ballparks are actually already equipped with these robots, and they'll help umpires get the balls and the strikes right. Now, the computerized system that the Major League Baseball is implementing is not going to be like minor league. I actually went to a Palm Beach Cardinals game. I want to say it was either last year or 2 years ago, where the first time I saw it in action, I saw guys like tapping their helmet.
Yeah.
And then the review happens, and it's like instantaneous. It feels like super quick, very efficient. And I didn't even know what the hell was going on the first time I saw it in action. Like, I actually had to ask somebody, and they were like, oh, that's the ball strike thing. They got the robots here. And I said, oh, that's great. Nobody seemed to have a real issue with it. I believe in this Florida State League play, they actually didn't limit it to just 2 per game like they're going to be doing in spring training. They just did it all throughout the game. Flow was good. The calls were right. I don't see the issue with it. So I'm pro robots in baseball, Saz, and I'm wondering if you're too much of a traditionalist to be right lockstep with me.
No, I actually love it because we've been watching it. For folks who are not aware of what it seems to be, they're doing the exact same thing they do in tennis. And we've been watching these tennis matches where one of the competitors will challenge if it was in or if it was out. And, then you get this gasp of excitement from the crowd, ooh, because they're about to show it on the big screen for everybody to see. And then you see if the ball was on the line or if it was out. And, okay, there you go. And you keep it moving. It's the exact same thing where right after the play or after the pitch, so only the pitcher, the batter, or the catcher can initiate, not the manager.
Right.
And they immediately have to tap their head.
They get 2 seconds. They have 2 seconds after the pitch to tap their head.
You tap your head, and then it comes up on like the Jumbotron at the game, and you see they have the big square for the strike zone, and you see where the ball crossed. I love it. It makes perfect sense. The only thing that I don't like, or at least don't understand, is that, like you said, we're only going to do it twice a game.
I don't like it.
That seems like way too few.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're in the second inning here, you think I'm challenging a ball or a strike?
Letting it ride.
You know, and you're just giving full trust to the catcher or the pitcher in that spot. These guys aren't, like, the manager is the one who manages the game.
Yeah.
The pitcher and catcher, they may be thinking a little bit too much about in the moment. You know, so I don't necessarily like that the manager is not involved there, and I definitely don't like that it's only 2 times that you can use. I would say, Theo, give me 5 times. You saw how quick it is. They do the challenge within 5 seconds, then showing the result. That doesn't take a lot of time. If we're doing 5 challenges a game, Theo, that's a total of 25 seconds. You don't have 25 seconds to get things right.
Right, and Major League Baseball estimates, and they do this generously, that the total process, each time they do it, total process from pitch to challenge to correct call being issued, they estimate it's a 17-second process.
Come on, it's not long.
I got 17 seconds to get the right answer. I'll be honest, I'm cool with that. If you're extending each game by 17 seconds, 3, 4, 5 times, I'm fine with that. 2 does feel like too few.
Not enough.
But kind of like, tiptoeing around it feels like, classic baseball. They're so afraid to offend the traditionalist. They're so afraid to kind of push the needle there, and I'm glad that Manfred at least got an inch.
You know what? I'll push back a little bit on that. And baseball, of course, forever has been very afraid to upset the traditionalist. They've made significant rule changes over the last few years. Like, yes, that has been very baseball afraid to mess with the tradition, but we're talking, there's a clock now in Major League Baseball.
Crazy.
All right, there's a clock, and there's the ghost runner they put on base in extra innings, and you have to use a relief pitcher for a certain amount of batters, and they really have made sure that they are adjusting their game with the times. So yeah, for 100 years they're afraid of making any changes. They've really made radical changes the last few years.
But that dates to one guy, though. That dates to a guy that's been more willing to push the needle. But I will say this, too. Why not go a little harder with this one, then? And why is it just 2? Is it
it's too few?
You're already in there. You're already in there. And we already know by next year they're going to evolve it to whatever that actual number is going to be, if not unlimited. So I agree with you on that end. I don't think it takes up too much time. And, again, I'm curious what CK, you're a big baseball guy. Why do people push back against the robots?
Traditionalists and the people that push back against the robots really aren't baseball fans. They like that the umpire storyline is a part of the game, and it gives the manager a reason to go crazy. It gives fans something to complain about. But if you love baseball, if you even like baseball, you want the call right every single time.
I don't think you lose the manager getting upset with the umpire over this.
They're going to do that anyway.
We see this all the time with the Miami Heat, right? Eric Spoelstra he's really cautious about how he uses his challenges, right? The Heat never use challenges until late in the game. He likes to save them. And if there's ever a time before late in the game when he uses the challenge, watch Eric Spoelstra where he calls for the challenge and he chastises the referee at the same time. And why is he doing that? He's angry that the referee is making him use his challenge in this spot.
I can't believe you're making me do this.
Yeah, like I shouldn't have to use my challenge right now. Why can't you get the call right? You're going to get the same thing in Major League Baseball where the manager says, if you would just get it right, I don't have to waste one of my challenges right now.
Especially when you only have 2.
Yeah.
Especially when you only have 2.
Well, my question for you, Zaz, because me and Theo, and honestly you too, Zaz, seem to be on the same page where we're happy that this is implemented. Would you be happy if it went fully automatic?
No, I don't want fully automatic. No.
Why?
Well, because I do like that part of the human element. I like that there's an umpire there calling balls and strikes. Sometimes you get right, sometimes you get wrong. I also like there to be a mechanism to try and make sure we get as much right as possible. And like I said, there is a moment in the tennis matches where when there's a challenge, we're all going to see who's right, who's wrong, and that's exciting.
I hate that. Why would you rather get everything correct, get everything you want all the time, rather than leave things to chance and not get the correct result every time?
It's sports. Because I don't want people to get in there with the whole gambling element part of it. Oh, it's sports. We know what we're investing ourselves into. We know what we're signing up for when we go to the ballpark or we put money on some of these games. There is a human element that could make things teeter on one side or the other.
Do you want a bag of Skittles, or do you want a bag of Skittles where I throw 3 rocks in there as well? And you close your eyes, you put your hand in. Like, do you?
How many challenges do I get?
So it's like when I chew one, am I like, oh, that's a rock.
Doesn't make any sense. I want the correct call every single time.
No, I don't need the correct call every single time.
All right, so now
it's part
I
of
don't get
sports.
that.
I don't need it every single time. Sometimes it's okay that I go to commercial break. I'm like, he is the pits. That umpire is terrible. That was a terrible call. It's part of sports. But getting mad at the referees is part of sports. Because they stunk. Is part of sports.
Because then you can blame. Then you can at least have that little part of your brain that blames the refs for it and excuses your team for a big loss. And maybe that makes some fans feel good about their team that came up short in a big moment.
Zaz, are you a Marlins fan?
Yeah, but man, I mean, man.
See, but this is where I'm getting at. Because
I feel like that's the proper answer. What I just did.
Theo's a soft core baseball fan. He jumps into the Astros every once in a while, and the Marlins haven't played for something meaningful in a long time. This bleep means something to me, man. Like, things are being taken away from me as a fan of a baseball team who plays meaningful games in the fall. I want that not to be a problem. I don't want there a chance to have my favorite team screwed out of a win or a loss because of an umpire who has blurry vision.
Wait, is that a Yankees fan saying that umpires shouldn't be intervening with the protecting the status of play? Aren't you the same one cheering for those Yankees fans? Those idiots that went and got involved, the fan interference guys that are breaking the rules.
Guy's banned.
Now he wants complete sanctity over the sports and the rules. Instead, when it was one of y'all doing it, you were all in on it. What's up with that?
These are apples. This is not even apple to oranges. This is a
beef
stick and an apple. These are two different circumstances.
You want to go from 0 to 100 miles per hour.
Yes.
You don't want any stops in between.
No, exactly. And we are going to go that direction. I think that's only a matter of time now.
No.
I think it's always going to be an element of
The union
bumps.
will never allow that.
Yeah.
There's a union. They'll never allow it where they lose jobs.
It's just going to be like 10
they'll
challenges.
Still have to be back there. There's plays at the plate. There's check swings. That'll get automated in 10 years. But
I guess that is true. There would always be plays at the plate.
They just have to take less skill. So, someone will come undercut, do better at their job because they don't have to actually call balls and strikes, and they'll do the crew chief's job for cheaper.
This is long overdue. I love these challenges. I like the moment where we're waiting to see who was right, who was wrong. The batter's angry.
Yeah.
Did the umpires get it wrong? And I don't know that anyone's more sensitive when it comes to referees, officials, umpires. I don't know that anyone's more sensitive than the Major League Baseball umpire. So watching the Major League Baseball umpire there,
I get it.
Being challenged, and then it happens right in front of them. That's a fun storyline to me.
It's the most thankless job in sports. Major League Baseball umpire, they get so criticized, chastised from people in the stands, from people at home on every single call, because I think the difference is other referees in other sports, there's way less judgment call things that happen. With umpires, it's literally every single play, every pitch. You can criticize about every single time he's behind that plate. So I get it. I get why they're sensitive.
Are we doing is there going to be some type of system eventually where we challenge the check swings? Because I feel like those are wrong so often. You go to the first base, you go to third base, and they say that the guy went. So he clearly did not go.
It's a game full of judgment calls.
I will say, once this becomes instituted, I think they're going to change the strike zone. Now that you can actually define the strike zone with automatic balls and strikes, I think they're going to change the strike zone because they want more offense. And I think it's able to do that now that you take out the human element. That's what I'm saying. The future of baseball.
You're going to have less, this umpire, he's got a wider strike zone than this guy.
No, literally. I think they will change the definition of what the strike zone is. Instead of the width of the plate and the knees to the shoulders, they might shrink that a little bit. Now
Do
they're
we still
able to
believe it's knees to shoulders? I feel like it hasn't been knees to shoulders in forever.
But yeah, I honestly think because they can do that. Now that's automatic balls and strikes. Now you have to retrain these 1,000 umpires to rework their brain. No,
They'll
just
have
change the computer
optionality.
system.
They'll have the optionality to change what the strike zone is.
So remember that statement. Remember that statement. In 2045, we will have a different strike zone.
You own that statement.
Yes. All right. First one.
Take it to the bank. On the other side, maybe C-Cat makes another demonstrative statement about the future of a different sport, or we'll talk about the latest Aaron Rodgers news. Because what would a day on Theoretically Speaking be if we didn't have a little bit of that? That's C-Cat. That's Jonathan Zaslow from Zaslow Show 2.0 in with us on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
It's the Good Greek Spiro. For the best move ever, go to goodgreek.com.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
It wasn't too long ago that I peeked. I did it myself. Peeked my head out the door, opened it up, and I just gave one out.
Hey, Culligan man!
Holla at your boy. I've been telling y'all, man, like the day I found out, when I got my free water test with Culligan, the day I found out the many different contaminants in our waters, especially here in Florida, the pharmaceuticals that get in there that makes their way in, the plastics, all of those things that are not filtered out of your water, they could be contributing to some health problems you're having. They could be contributing to some issues that you're having with your skin. In fact, I mean, I didn't have softened water. It was contributing to some of the dirt and grime that would get stuck to my glass shower doors and whatnot that was so hard to scrub off. I had no clue what was going on there. And then I said the magic 3 words.
Hey, Culligan man!
Culligan.com, that's where you can go right now to get your free water test. I mean, Culligan has been serving the community, not just here, but all across the nation since 1936. They can help you filter out the negative things in your water and make you live a happier, healthier life, right? Get those contaminants out of there. Maybe you get the water softener system like I did. Maybe you get the reverse osmosis system as well up under your sink. It can filter the water out that comes out of your faucet. It filters the water that goes through your refrigerator and your freezer so that ice isn't also holding these negative and nasty things that are in the Florida water. Tap in with Culligan today. Get your free water test. Just hop online, Culligan.com, or say the magic words.
Hey, Culligan man!
And get hooked up. Tell them Theo sent you. Also, don't just say, hey, Culligan man, outside of your door. That was figure of speech. You're going to have to go online. You're going to have to go online to Culligan.com. I want to clear that up. You never know.
I get around. What you mean you don't know? I get around.
The Get Around today is brought to you by Kaiser University. And as you know, Zaslow, as you know, C-Cat, on the Get Around, we hit the biggest topics all across the nation, stop by stop. It's our favorite vehicle, so let's see where we're headed first.
Next stop.
We're going to Southern California.
Oh, yeah.
Parts unknown, whereabouts unclear to protect the privacy of Sir Aaron Rodgers because TMZ ambushed him when he was walking out of a training session the other day, and Aaron Rodgers gave his 2 wishes for his possible next NFL team.
When choosing a team, what is something you take into consideration? Like, what factors?
If they want you.
If they want you, what else? Anything else? Like,
they got a good team.
Lovely.
They got a good team, and if they want you, that's what Aaron Rodgers wants in his next team.
Problem with that is it's a little paradoxical, Aaron. Because if they're a good team, I don't know if they're going to want you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very few good teams in the NFL that also want Aaron Rodgers in their life. Zaslow, can you name one good team that could use Aaron Rodgers?
No, and you're spot on because you can't imagine he's going to want to play for a team that stinks at this point in his career. Okay, so he's going to want to go to a contender. Well, a contender has a quarterback. If you don't have a quarterback, you're not a contender.
Yeah.
So I think his career's over.
Yeah. It's looking more and more like that as the days go by. I guess we'll have to wait and see what free agency looks like, what happens in the draft and whatnot. But I don't see the destination that makes sense. C-Cat, you were pining for maybe the Tennessee Titans?
No.
What was it that you wanted? Oh, you wanted the Vikings.
I wanted the Minnesota Vikings, and I will shout that until we either see Aaron Rodgers retire or him sign to his next team that's not the Vikings. And Mike Tannenbaum jumped in the air and shot me down.
You laughed at him.
Swiftly.
Yeah.
Like the quickest answer I've ever heard, the most confused answer.
With the swiftness.
He repeated Vikings back at him with a question mark as if he said a foreign word.
Yeah. Mike T did not like my idea. Is that crazy? Because I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers for cheap than Sam Darnold for the franchise tag?
Well, no, it's neither of them. They're clearly going to go with plan A, which is J.J. McCarthy.
J.J. McCarthy's there already. That's the problem.
Let him learn under Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, my God. Don't do that to him.
Become a man.
Don't do that to him. Absolutely don't. I don't think Aaron Rodgers teaching anybody anything else. All right? Have him just retire off into the sunset and do a podcast with McAfee. That'd be great. No more football.
Next stop.
Right up the road, Port St. Lucie, Florida. Mets infielder Brett Beatty. Well, he wore the number 22 with the Mets before they signed Juan Soto to an $800 million contract. Juan Soto also wears number 22. So what did Juan Soto give Brett Beatty to get the rights to that number? Well, Juan Soto bought Beatty a Chevy Tahoe as a thank you for giving up number 22. Grand total, the value, $92,000.
Is this spot on? Is this a proper valuation to use as?
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a tremendous job by Juan Soto. That's a great gift to give up the number.
Another reason why I stamped this is because apparently that is Brett Beatty's dream car. He really wanted that. He wanted that truck. So
he put some thought into it.
It's some thought. It's a thought that counts. Here's the one thing that this reminds me of. I don't know if y'all remember when Cam Newton got drafted by the Panthers. When he was at Auburn, he wore the number 2.
Okay.
He's told the story multiple times now that when he got to the Carolina Panthers, he wanted number 2, but
bunch
who was
of
in his
losers
way?
in that locker room, of course, right?
Right, yeah. Jimmy Clausen. Jimmy Clausen had the number 2. Do y'all want to take a stab at how much Jimmy asked Cam for? Maybe you do know this already, CK.
I don't. I'd like to guess, though.
$1 million, right?
Yes. $1 million.
Really? Oh, that's terrible. You
Jimmy-
can't ask for $1 million.
Jimmy Clausen wanted Cam Newton to come off $1 million for the number 2. And Cam said he took it personally and he made sure that Jimmy would never get another contract in the league again.
Well, I don't know. The last part, that seems a little bit harsh.
Well, what do you want him to do? Oh, no,
But-
you know what? He didn't say never get a contract again. He said he would never see the field for the Panthers, which
That's
is
fine.
Yeah, that's competition.
fine.
Yeah.
That's competition. If I'm Cam Newton, I am a little
I'm
insulted
offended.
at that. Yeah.
Like, who do you think this is? And then
It's
he
an
said
unreasonable ask.
he said he laughed and he was like, nah, seriously, like, what's up? And then
Right.
Jimmy was like, no, I really mean it. And then apparently later, Jimmy Clausen counters with, okay, 750,000.
I think anything more than 100,000 is insulting to ask for.
What a terrible, first of all, what a terrible precedent to set as he's coming into your locker room, but also bad judgment of valuation there by Jimmy
That's
Clausen.
a great gift by Juan Soto. That's a good job out of him.
Big ups to Juan.
Next stop.
And our next stop on the get around is going to be in Miami, Florida, as unrivaled co-founder and player Nafesia Collier is actually giving $100,000, half of her prize money for winning the league's first one-on-one tournament, to the unrivaled league staff. This, I think, is not just good for women's basketball, this league, because it's popping at the right time here in February. As we've said, we're thirsting for sports content. You can catch a lot of that on TNT. I also think specifically the NBA needs to be taking note, not just at the Four Nations face-off, but then also at what they were able to do with Unrivaled, the 3-on-3 and the 1-on-1. If you're going to save All-Star Weekend, it's got to be a one-on-one tournament, and you've got to have the actual All-Stars involved in it. That's going to get people tuned in and interested.
It will never happen. It'll never happen.
Yeah.
You know, the NBA player, and this is, part of it is because of social media. The NBA player is far too sensitive about losing a one-on-one competition in front of all of these eyes. They are not going to stand there and be – that's why they don't do the slam dunk anymore either.
Yeah.
They are not going to be in any type of competition where they could wind up looking bad. Heck, I saw some of this Unrivaled, and Breanna Stewart, she lost 12-0 to Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what would happen if an NBA player lost 12-0 one-on-one? The social media would never let them forget it.
They got to find a way to normalize it. I get what you're saying, and I know because somebody tweeted out and jokingly like they're going to set this up and Cam Reddish is going to win and we're never going to hear the end of it. And they're right. Like the best player's likely not going to win the one-on-one competition because one-on-one is a much different sport than 5-on-5. They've got to find a way to normalize it. You're right. I don't know if they can make it happen, but that's the one save you can do that would make sense.
And also important to point out, the grand prize, like you see here, Nafisa Collier won $200,000.
Yeah, not enough.
That's double what most WNBA salaries are. That's a tremendous grand prize for a WNBA player.
Right.
The NBA player doesn't care. You can make it $1 million. It's not that big a deal.
How much would you have to make it to make like actual like max players, super max players care? It'd be like $15-20 million.
No, I think it'd be less. I think if the grand prize is like $5 million, I think players could get into it. $5 million is a lot of money.
You're right. You're right, but also, like you said, at the expense of their own embarrassment, at the expense of their brand, at the expense of being memes.
Right, that's the point. You know how many
issue.
agents would tell them, you better not sign up for this tournament?
I still think at $5 million, like LeBron James wouldn't do it.
No.
You know?
He wouldn't.
So we'll see. Hopefully this next wave of NBA stars, this next generation is more inclined to give the fans a show and more inclined with increasing the bottom line for the NBA by, again, giving the fans what they want. That was the get around. What's our last stop on it?
Next stop.
We actually have a detour on the get around.
Whoa.
What you got?
As a matter of fact, we are going to the wonderful state of Arizona, where joining us live on the phone brings us Theo's mom.
Theo's mom is in the house. Oh, the good old mom chick, the mom test. Hey, Mom, how's it going? I know you weren't expecting a call like this from me.
Was not expecting this call. Was not expecting it.
Well, welcome to Theoretically Speaking, Mom. I hope everything is nice and breezy out in Arizona.
Are you a long-time listener?
Very nice and definitely a long-time listener.
Okay, great.
Forever listener.
That's what I'm talking about. So one of our biggest fans here. So I'm sure she's going to be a good barometer for this mom test. So we're doing a test here to see just how popular this said athlete is. I'm going to name a superstar athlete, and you just tell me who he is and maybe what sport he plays in. Matthew Tkachuk.
Okay.
Matthew Tkachuk.
Who he is and what sport.
What sport does he play? If you even had to just take a guess. How about this?
Well, I think the first thing is you have to say, have you ever heard that name?
Have you heard the name Matthew Tkachuk before?
I've heard of Matthew.
Not the book in the Bible. Not the book in the Bible. Just give a guess. Give a guess out of the 4 major sports in America, what sport Matthew Tkachuk plays.
Matthew Tkachuk. Let's see. Hockey?
There you go.
She
Good
did
for
it.
you.
There it is, Mom.
Good for you.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your work day. I know your work is very super busy and serious. This is mine. So.
Wow, I really got it right.
Yeah, you did.
Great.
Yeah, you did it. You passed with flying colors. You're good at taking tests. Thank you again, Doc, and get back to helping people out. We appreciate you jumping in, Mom.
All right, thanks. Bye.
So I'll give a quick ruling here, Theo.
Dr. Mom is what she makes me call her, too.
I don't think that passed the mom test, though.
It didn't. No, it didn't.
I don't think so.
She needed too many hints.
She got the sport right, but she clearly did not know who he was. Like she just guessed based on what the name sounds like.
I know.
That's a hockey player.
And it's funny because he's not even like a foreign hockey player. He's an American-born hockey player.
Right.
And we just lucked into his name being Tkachuk.
Yeah. So I think that Matthew Tkachuk failed the mom test.
He failed the mom test.
Yeah.
But again, it's my, C-Cat, do you think your mom would know who Matthew Tkachuk is?
No way.
No. See, that's what I'm saying, though. He's not that popular and famous yet, but
you're right then.
There's work to be done. Job's not done. Job's not done here on Theoretically Speaking either. Zaslow, I know you got to go, but we got the happy hour on the other side as well. So C-Cat, stick around. And again, you never know who will join the show next. You never know what surprise guest we'll get next. Maybe it's going to be Evan Cohen's mom or so. I don't know. Just throw a random shot in the dark.
Whose mom wants to join the show?
It's just moms, though. That's
just
a surprise.
Moms. All moms in the happy hour. It's Theo Dorsey, it's Jonathan Zaslow, it's C-Cat. We're Theoretically Speaking on the ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
Introducing the bold, the powerful, the all-new 2025 Range Rover Sport P360 SE. A luxury SUV that commands attention with its refined design, dynamic performance, and cutting-edge technology. Lease the 2025 Range Rover Sport for just $12.99 per month for 36 months. Drive in style, power, and comfort, all for just $12.99 a month. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and take the new Range Rover Sport for a spin. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
DQ Grill and Chill, always your first love for delicious treats. Enjoy the blizzard of the month, Red Velvet Cake Blizzard. Indulge in real red velvet cake pieces and cream cheese icing, blended with DQ Signature Soft Serve. Plus, the $7 meal deal remains in full effect. Your choice of a DQ cheeseburger or a 3-piece chicken strip basket served with fries, a drink, and a sundae for just $7. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Attention, South Florida! The PGA Tour champions and the Pro Football Hall of Fame are teaming up for a one-of-a-kind event, the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational. From March 31st to April 6th, the action takes over the old course at Broken Sound in Boca Raton, featuring Hall of Fame legends like Warren Sapp, Calvin Johnson, Andre Reed, Rondé Barber, Chris Carter, and more. Tickets are on sale now at jameshardyinvitational.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the home of legends.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan man!
Want to play college basketball? Register today for the free Orange Bowl Florida High School Basketball Showcase presented by Memorial Healthcare System. Hit the hard court on Saturday, March 15th at the David Posnack JCC in Davie and show off your basketball skills in front of coaches from across the country for a chance to earn scholarships and aid for college. The event is open to high school juniors and seniors, both boys and girls. More than $1 million is awarded each year. Register for free today at orangebowl.org.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
Looking to lose weight without painful injections? Introducing semaglutide oral spray, a game changer in weight loss, now available at whywait.net. This revolutionary spray delivers the proven power of semaglutide in an easy, needle-free, affordable solution. Get started today. Visit whywait.net to learn more about the semaglutide oral spray and take control of your weight loss journey. That's the letter Y, WEIGHT.net.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people.
Chewbacca.
Wow.
Is that what Chewbacca sounds like?
If you hold it long enough and someone just tunes in the radio before the good and in the middle of the people,
You just hear the, Chewbacca doesn't sound like that.
Essentially,
I thought he was like it's like a fluttering of his voice, right? Like that's not. We'll get Chewbacca. We'll get sound of Chewbacca later. That's not what this is about. It's the happy hour. It's the happy hour here on Theoretically Speaking. That's C-Cat on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. Obviously not a Star Wars fan. He doesn't even know what Chewbacca sounds like. That's Tina pulling up in place of our guy Jonathan Zaslow, who was with us on the other side. Espresso Martina, as they call her. And do we have a cocktail today? We don't need a cocktail today.
I have a
we
cocktail
have a cocktail
for
today in the happy
yes.
hour. Yeah, it's Friday.
Sometimes I don't come prepared.
Feel good
but
Friday.
I'm always going to come prepared with a cocktail.
Okay, good.
Until other than the day she doesn't.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, how would I know? You give me a thumbs up next time so I can know. Cocktail of the day, Tina.
We are going with a pink cocktail because tomorrow is the season opener for Inter Miami.
Nice.
And this
Which
is
you can hear where?
on ESPN 106.3 FM.
It's right here.
On Deporte 760 AM and download the FC app and you can listen to it wherever you want.
That's the
Download the
groove.
FC app and you can listen to it in Spanish and in English.
I'm rocking with it. That's a great pub right there. That's some great pub.
Yes. So we're going today with the Pink Lady. That is what the cocktail is called.
Ooh la la.
It
I'm about to
is.
say,
It's an interesting cocktail.
Is this a take on Grease? Like the Pink Ladies, that was the girl gang.
I'm not getting that vibe from this
Not getting
drink
that
in
vibe,
the picture
brother.
that I see.
Okay. No
It's-
cigarettes?
No cigarettes. 1 ounce of gin, 4 dashes of grenadine, and 1 egg white. And you shake it all up and you strain it into a cocktail glass. And you garnish it with a cherry.
Egg whites are a very underrated component to any cocktail.
You're right.
Yeah, the frothiness that
Yeah.
it adds. And you would think, I used to be all anti, what, you throwing an
When
egg
you
in a
read
cocktail?
it, it's like, ew, weird. But then you have it.
It's good.
Wow.
I don't know how to describe what it does.
It's an adult slushy.
Gives it a
Like,
little texture.
you know the different texture you get when you order a slushy if you go to a movie theater?
Yeah.
And that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You get that in a cocktail.
And it'll leave a little bit on the stash. You know what I'm saying? It'll leave a little bit on the stash every now and then. You got to give a little one of those. Kind of looks cool, a little elegant at dinner. Yeah. I like it.
I feel like that shows you're enjoying your cocktail.
Yeah. When I have a little something on the
Yeah.
stash.
A Got Milk ad?
Yeah, a little Got Milk.
That egg white.
You know what I'm saying? What's it called? The Pink Lady? Got a little Pink Lady on the stash. That's a little freaky to say.
Yeah,
Sorry about that. Okay. We'll try to get on the other side of that. The cocktail of the day brought to us by F45, where Tina spends a lot of her time not sipping cocktails, but getting gains.
Yes, lifting weights.
Yeah.
All at F45, 45-minute workout. You're in, you're out, you break a sweat. I wake up early in the morning. I've got a lot of energy when I wake up, but I don't have the time, and I'm not that awake enough to think about even what I would do to work out.
Yeah.
So you walk right into F45. They got a class ready to go for you. You're getting a strength day, a hybrid day, cardio day, whatever you want. Classes in the morning, in the evening, afternoon. F45 Palm Beach Gardens, F45 West Palm Beach. Check out their Instagram pages to see the special that they've got going on, or go to F45training.com to find a location near you. Why are you shaking your head?
I'm sorry. That had nothing to do with you. You did great. I love.
Is it your pink lady thing what you said?
Yeah, somebody
You
made
think-
a comment. Somebody made a comment
yep.
on the YouTube chat. I'm going to ignore that comment.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
ignore that comment, Jalen. But I will say this comment that he made, and we're going to get to some stuff here, some baseball related stuff. He agreed with me about Matthew Tkachuk. I forget, Jalen grew up in St. Louis as well. He went to rival high school with Matthew Tkachuk, and he says Tkachuk grew up right across the street from him. And his mom also doesn't know who the hell he is. And I'm just saying, like, hey, it's going to be hard. Like, how many hockey players have reached the place where you pass that threshold?
The mom test?
Yeah, the mom test.
We're just I think there might be two.
Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, that's the one that's guaranteed. I think it's the only guarantee you have.
Alexander Ovechkin.
Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Sidney Kid depends on the region to me, though.
Like, what is, like Zaslow was talking about, do they have to name more than just, oh, that's the hockey player?
I think that's the hockey player should be enough.
Okay, I think a mom could tell that Sidney Crosby's a hockey player. He played in a very good team, a very good hockey city. I think Sidney Crosby is a very recognizable hockey name.
Okay. I honestly probably would disagree. Now, again, are we talking about, like, yes, some moms will know Sidney Crosby. More moms will know Sidney Crosby than would know Matthew Tkachuk. But I do think that, like, more than half of moms do not know who Sidney Crosby is.
So that's at the threshold then. Just 51%. Which side does it fall on?
Yeah.
Gretzky hits that limit.
Gretzky likely hits that limit. He does. He should.
Yeah, he's kind of in the, what is it? The, what's the thing? The old people used to have instead of a contact book?
Oh, the black... The
phone book?
Phone book?
No.
The thing that this Rolodex?
Rolodex.
Yeah.
There we go. That's in the Rolodex of most adults.
Wow.
They know who Wayne Gretzky is.
That was rough on our behalf.
Well, show me your Rolodex, Like, no one's got a Rolodex anymore.
Nobody's doing Rolodexes anymore. The Rolodex is antiquated.
Dang, I can't believe I forgot that word.
It's all good.
That's tough.
It's all good. You've never had a Rolodex.
Good point.
Yeah, you're making a reference to something that was never in your... See, that's what I hate. Again, people get mad at people today for not having great reference points on things that happened before we were born. Right? Like, don't get mad because I don't know what the hell an A-track is. That's not going to help me today. Do you know what an A-track is?
No, I have no idea.
Exactly.
Tina, how many hockey players could you name?
Not a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a hockey fan, but I like attending hockey games.
Right.
I don't know.
You wouldn't
players.
know. Tina's actually a pretty good mom test.
Pretty good, yes.
She's a pretty good mom test person.
I think you should say you're a fan of hockey, not a hockey fan.
Fan of hockey. You're right. Yes. I'm a fan of hockey. I like attending games. I enjoy the sport. I like the energy there, but I'm not at all aware of any players besides a few on the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, and honestly, kind of like you don't need to be. It's the onus is on them to market their sport and be compelling enough to draw you in so that you know them. The onus isn't on you. That's what I tell fans all the time, too. I don't want people to feel all stressed. Oh, you don't know Sam Reinhart? Oh, well, make Sam Reinhart relevant. Damn it.
I know Matthew Tkachuk, though.
You know Matthew Tkachuk.
Yeah, I do know him.
Yeah.
I like actually saying Tkachuk instead of Tkachuk.
That's her fun fact of the day. And that's the last call from Tina. Man. Just, again, with the Panthers and whatnot, it does help. They won the Stanley Cup. You got Matthew Tkachuk on Team USA, almost took down Canada last night. It would have been a big moment. It would have been, maybe they could have celebrated with some pink ladies. Maybe they'd have left a little bit on the lip, a little bit on the mustache. By the way, have you ever dated a guy that was just cleanly shaven?
Yeah.
And your dog? So you have?
Yes.
Okay. Are you opposed? Are you pro beard, full goatee beard, or are you clean shaven? Do you have a preference?
I don't have a preference.
No facial hair preference.
Either works for me.
Whatever fits said guy.
Yeah.
Because the New York Yankees.
Wow.
The New York baseball Yankees, for the longest time, had a preference when it came to their facial hair and their men. What's up, TK?
The Yankees wanted them clean cut. For the longest time, it was
I don't get this.
Above the lip is okay sometimes, I guess, if you keep it clean, but clean shaven, no beards whatsoever. So if you want to represent the New York Yankees, you got to have a shaven face.
Since 1976, there's been a rule in place, Tina, that players from, the start of spring training through the end of the season had to be clean shaven. That meant no facial hair past the mustache. And also, you could not grow your hair past your collar to be sticking all out of your hat and whatnot. So they wanted this professional, business-like vibe. They wanted it all buttoned up and corporate. But today, it was announced after everybody was ridiculing it because of all the offseason transactions and whatnot. The former Yankee players go elsewhere and they grow out their facial hair. I guess they got a big all-star, reliever?
Yeah, Devin Williams, a pitcher. He's
Devin
really
Williams?
not that big of a star.
Yeah,
it's crazy that he was the straw that broke the camel's back because it's not a big deal. Garrett Cole was a bigger deal seeing him get shaved.
I remember the Garrett Cole thing being such a thing.
Kevin Youkilis, which wasn't a great player when the Yankees got him, but he was so known for his big red Boston Red Sox beard. But the biggest
They made
name
him
is
shave?
Yes.
Yeah, they make them all shave.
This is going back in the
Make 'em all
past
shave.
20 years, just because this is the Yankees that I know and love and recognize. But the biggest one was Johnny Damon.
Oh, man.
Johnny Damon was famous for the long hair and the facial hair. You'll see him in the movie Fever Pitch with Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore. You'll probably see him in Parts Unknown in Florida because he's around
all
the
over the
area
place.
a bunch.
Yeah.
He was famous for the long hair and the facial hair. But when he got signed by the Yankees, cut it all off. It's a crew cut.
And no, I'm sure people fought that.
Yeah. There was always.
And you just never won, or you just never played then.
You would get in trouble. Didn't Don Mattingly at one point get in trouble because he tried to buck the system and they benched him?
Exactly. Losing a battle buddy. We were here before you. We'll be here after you.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, the funny thing about this, obviously I am pro let guys do what they want with their hair, especially in professional sports. What are we doing? You're acting as if this is they're acting as if this was something that was either going to prevent them from playing well or prevent fans from wanting to come and watch the show. Neither of which were true. The weird thing is, though, is everybody is against this and is happy today that it is actually celebrated that it's going away. I did think that the rule was kind of neat. I'm impressed that it lasts this long. I'm impressed.
Yeah, this is like the robot balls and strikes argument where people might be hesitant to it that aren't the biggest baseball fans because it doesn't really affect them. It does affect me. I'm a Yankees fan. And
How does it affect you, though?
Because I like seeing my guys that, using Theo's favorite word, lose their aura. They've built their brand, and they get signed to the Yankees, and now they're just a completely different person because they shave off their facial hair. Baseball is a sport that has a lot of beards in it outside of the New York Yankees. Garrett Cole looks like a completely weaker person. He emasculated when he shaved his face. He looks horrible without a beard. He looked tough. He looked intimidating as a Houston Astro when he had an actual beard going. And then when he goes babyface, he looks like he's 19 years old. I didn't like that. I like having my guys kind of come as face value. We purchased Garrett Cole on the free agency market. We're going to get that Garrett Cole on the mound. I know it's just aesthetic, but it matters.
Aesthetics matter. Aesthetics actually do matter. The name on the front of your jersey matters. The color of your uniform and what it symbolizes to the opposition matters, right? There's a certain level of play that you will invoke against the Chiefs that you would not invoke against the Chargers. You fear Mahomes more than you fear a Herbert in a big game. And you're right. It is, I don't know how much of a piece of the pie facial hair actually plays into what an intimidation factor a player can be or even how you think of them. But even if it's subconscious, a beard, especially one that is iconic, it does. Probably a 2% factor. At least a 2% factor into the intimidation factor across the plate.
But again, this kind of goes back to it doesn't affect me, and it's over there, and it's funny because I can point and talk about it, and my favorite players aren't getting emasculated when they join the New York Yankees. So
it's favorable to you.
Yes. We'll go closer to your heart, Theo, in the realm of baseball. The Houston Astros in their stadium used to have a hill in center field, and surprisingly enough, shockingly enough, no one ever actually got hurt on that hill. But Houston Astros players had to play with that hill behind them in center field disproportionately more than any other players because that's their home field.
Right.
If your center fielder rolled his ankle, you'd be like, well, we should probably change this. And I, as a non-Houston Astros fan, say, nah, keep it. It's funny. It's cool. I like how baseball parks have their own identities, and it's a cool little novel thing.
And I think that's what I was going to say. I like I kind of just appreciate the novelty, as you called it. It's a different. It was different. It's quirky. It's it goes against the grain. Now, I don't like necessarily probably why they did it, but I did like the fact that it made the Yankees players and their roster unique. It gave us a unique version of Damon that we would have never gotten had he never became a Yankee. It gave us a unique version of Garrett Cole that we would have never gotten. And I'm a big fan of seeing athletes in their different stages of their career with a different look. That's why I couldn't wait. I can't wait for bald LeBron. I really hope that LeBron James goes bald in his final year. I'm not even saying this jokingly. Bald LeBron will go crazy. I love the fact that we have Afro Kobe, and then we got the clean cut Froby, and it feels. I said Froby. Afro Kobe, Froby is what they called him, and then you got the clean cut Kobe, and it feels like two different guys. Like even with like guys, when it's more like think about Patrick Mahomes now. Have y'all seen the chop that Pat he got?
No.
You didn't know that Patrick Mahomes cut it off?
No, that did not reach my like.
Are you serious?
I didn't read the paper this morning and see Pat Mahomes got a haircut.
This is huge. No, this is huge. This is huge. This is actually huge. I can't believe this is lock in.
Breaking news on ESPN 1063 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire. If your vehicle has issues with braking or other issues, get it fixed right now at St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
In the wake of one of the most embarrassing Super Bowl losses in the history, not just of football, but mankind, the man, the myth, the legend, number 15 for Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, has undergone a hair transformation. Gone are the days of the flowing hair. Gone are the days of, what do you call it, like a fro hawk type deal? Patrick Mahomes.
Kind of a YouTube kid haircut.
Exactly, and I hated it. Patrick Mahomes has gotten the big chop. Patty Mahomes has gotten the big chop. He is locked in, just like Tyler Hero told us at Heat Media Day, C-Cat, ahead of the season when he did the big chop. And he said, nah, I got a militaristic approach to this season. I'm locked in. I'm serious. What did Tyler Hero turn that into, C-Cat?
Military cut.
Well, I'm saying, what did he turn that into? After he got the military cut, what did he do this year?
A good basketball player.
He got his first All-Star nod.
There we go.
Yes. Yeah, he was a good basketball player this year. But it was stamped with the All-Star nod that he got. He's an NBA All-Star for the first time. Patrick Mahomes chopped his hair. And again, women do this after a bad breakup. Sometimes guys will do this as well. And Patrick Mahomes is doing this after one of the most, ground zero moments of his career. I do believe this is, I'm putting all my money into some Patrick Mahomes MVP stock. I'm getting in early. MVP Mahomes on the way. Now that he's done the big chop, he's locked in. He's going to be militaristic. I'm excited for this, Tina. I'm excited.
Is this the haircut? Like this?
Yeah, it's it right there. Can you pull it?
It's really not that big of a deal.
It is. It's a big deal.
I don't think so.
He used to have a lot more hair than that. There you go.
Like a lot more hair.
Don't give the ad. There it goes. Right there. Yeah. Right there. Yes. That's a big chop.
Is it?
That is a huge chop. He used to have a lot more hair.
It just looks like a basic haircut now. Like I don't know. It's not that
That was
crazy
a cleanup. That wasn't a haircut.
Yeah.
No. That's a big.
He trimmed the sides.
He trimmed
had a good
lot
conversation
more.
with the barber.
No. There's a lot more hair on his head. Now, will I be happy when he gets a fresh fade? Yeah. Baby steps.
Baby steps.
He likes the little curl. He likes the way the little curl looks.
So you like having eras of athletes change throughout their career, and the Yankees kind of built that into their organization.
Yeah, I do. They created a specific reason for them to do that, and I do appreciate it, while I also don't agree with it. And I can't believe that local TV started letting sports anchors and news anchors and reporters and whatnot wear facial hair before the Yankees were. That's the craziest part, because they can be as traditional as they come. They can be as restrictive as they come. And as y'all know, I did 8, 9, almost 10 years in local TV before coming here and doing full-time sports radio. That's a thing. They make you get clean shaven. When I first started in the industry, you couldn't have this, none of that, nothing on the sides, clean shaven. And then there was a wave that happened that opened the door for many people. And now there's even like a Twitter. There's like a Twitter group called like TV Men with Beards. Somehow I'm in it. I don't even have much, but somehow I'm in it. Yeah, but this would constitute, if I had this exact facial hair structure right now, which is barely anything on my chin, what do you call this? This little soul patch almost and a very thin mustache.
It's a goatee, my friend.
No, it's not. I wouldn't call it a goatee, because goatee's got to like.
Oh, they connect the beard to the mustache.
That's a goatee. So as you try and correct me, I'm going to let you know again, I ain't got no goatee. I don't want people getting the wrong image here. You got a goatee.
Yeah, and the beard. Yeah. So is it really?
This is just like a soul patch, I think people call that at the bottom.
Gotcha.
When you just got it hanging off your chin. This, though, they would have told me in my first TV job in Albany, Georgia, South Georgia, WALB, they would have told me, hey, you can't go on there until you get clean shaven.
Now, you've got like this kind of closet of TV news, sports secrets that we'll eventually learn all the answers to with your years on the air.
I just roll them out one by one.
Do they actually have like focus groups where, beards don't test well, so we can't actually have our anchors with beards on? Is that like a thing? Do they actually have focus groups?
They do. They actually do have focus groups. Not necessarily focus groups, but they call them, I forget the name of it, but it's like a person that comes in and evaluates talent and tells them, hey, you should wear more red, stop wearing blue, you should wear dresses that fit you this way, you should wear ties that are this color because it,
Yeah.
they're, I forget the name of it. Somebody is yelling at their radio right now, but
it's almost like in politics, like in the movie The Campaign with Zach Galifianakis and Will Ferrell. It's like, sorry, got to wear red. No, it's blue is too intimidating or whatever.
And people ask me why I go by my nickname or my middle name as well, Theo Dorsey. Theo is actually my middle name. I won't say my first name because I don't want y'all looking me up by the government. But it was because at my first job, I used to go by all three. At my first TV job, they said, no, that's too long for TV. You got to chop it. You got to chop one. So I chopped my first name and went with Theo. Like, that's kind of how the industry works. It's very restrictive, and it is very conservative in the fact that they got facial hair. Consultants, thank you, Jalen. They're called consultants. They come in and they do, like, image consultants for personalities. That sounds like mid to big markets, though. They weren't doing that in Albany.
They come in and be like, nah, Theo, too ugly. Got to get him off. Like,
this guy's got to go. We can't even fix this. That's how I'm here. That's how I got here. So, yeah, that's how it kind of works with those consultants, and sometimes they can be actually very rude and crude, but they're there for the betterment.
Tina, do you like the Yankees removing their facial hair ban from their players?
I like that yes, because I feel like you brought it up kind of where when you say, like, I've dated a guy who, like, had a full beard.
Yeah.
And then he, like, one day just shaved. I'm like, who are you?
If you had the
grow it back now, please.
Yeah.
Like, you look totally different. And I think it does make them look a little more tougher and, like, rough around the edges and maybe a little more intimidating to some when they're playing.
Because I'm thinking there is definitely 100% women out there that hold themselves to a certain regard. So, well, if you want to date me, you have to shave your beard. For some reason, that's their taste. They don't like facial hair. They exist out there.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind. Yeah. And they get away with it. And it just grinds my gears.
I will say, though, I've only dated guys, if they were, like, clean-shaven, it's because they couldn't, like, grow. Like, it was very patchy. Like, they couldn't really grow, like, a good beard or anything like that. So that's why they just stayed clean-shaven.
It's a good reason to keep it clean.
Yeah.
So, you know what? We need the people's thoughts on this before we let Tina go. We need the people's thoughts on this. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you pro or anti the Yankees allowing facial hair? First time in 47 years they've eradicated the facial hair rule. Are you pro?
Within reason, clean cut, like,
or against? Yeah, you're right. You have to keep it. You have to keep it trimmed up. That's the other. That is the addendum that TV and local TV stations do as well. You can have facial hair, but you got to make sure it look good. Got to keep it tight, or they will pull your tail right off that air. Let me get that microphone, fella. Not today. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care is a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you pro or anti the Yankees eradicating their facial hair rule? And also, they did it too late because the guy already shaved.
That's the kicker in the whole story like the most recent example is that relief pitcher, Devin Williams. And he already shaved.
Yeah, I would be pissed if I'm Devin. I'm like, what do you mean?
You could have done it maybe a week earlier.
You could have gave me a heads up. You could have said, hey, we might change the rule. Just hold on to it for a second.
That's crazy.
They waited until he cut it all off. They wanted to see how committed he was. It was a check.
You already signed him. That's insane.
That is insane. That's Tina. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. It's the happy hour on Theoretically Speaking. And no, I will not tell you what my first name is. Stop trying to guess, Chris. It's ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Finally, it's time to focus on what really matters, basketball season. It's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and I'm thrilled to say that ESPN 106.3 is your home for the Miami Heat. Yes, every dunk, every clutch shot, and every win. Heat culture.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet. Home of the Miami Heat, now the new home of Inter Miami. Catch all the games and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 106.3. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not win. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling, call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414. 800-895-1414.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan man!
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round in the simulators. You can track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
It's Truck Month with the Ford crew.
Sam, do you know what these trucks have in common?
They're all Ford trucks.
And
they're built Ford tough.
also true, but specifically they're Ford F-Series trucks, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years.
48 years? We should celebrate a month-long event.
Sam.
A truckload of value.
Sam.
Across the entire lineup of Ford trucks.
Sam.
That's called Truck Month already, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I knew it.
Based on 1977 to 2024 CY Industry reported total sales.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I think I found it, C-Cat.
What?
I think I just found the most disrespectful player comp in the NFL draft.
Whoa.
I think I did. And it comes by way of a friend of the show, Mike Tannenbaum's The 33rd Team. They've been doing these draft comps, these player comps for players in the draft. Like here's Ashton Genty's. Ashton Genty gives us a supercharged muscle hamster, which muscle hamster is Doug Martin.
Of course, with the Buccaneers.
A supercharged Doug Martin. That's a great comp.
Well, is it though?
That's a great comp. No,
he
Doug
had like
Martin,
a 2-year career.
A supercharged version of a guy like that, though, a bowling ball like Doug Martin, that sounds like a really good player.
Hasn't been a supercharged Doug Martin in the history of the
Maurice
NFL.
Jones-Drew maybe is what I would go with.
Yeah, that feels more complimentary.
All right, but they're trying to be realistic, I guess. I don't know. Here's Cam Ward's, which I think is complimentary. Cam Ward's comparison is Sam Darnold.
You wouldn't have said that last year.
I wouldn't have, but if you think about it, play-wise and play style, that's fine. I would say up here in the head, Cam Ward seems to be a more mentally strong, mentally tough guy. A lot of Sam Darnold's ailments early was, number one, the franchise he was with, and also the mental part of the game.
I don't want to poke holes in this, but isn't Cam Ward really, really good at improvising?
He is. It's a little different again. There's nuance to it, and this is the 33rd team's comps. That's not the disrespectful one. I'll give you the disrespectful one, and it's for Jackson Dart, another quarterback in this draft, after I first tell you about what's cracking at Kaiser University here on the other side. Join Kaiser University Saturday, April 5th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the Kaiser University Auto Show of the Palm Beaches, right? The flagship campus will be transformed into the latest and greatest auto showroom, so come and see your dream car as vehicles from nearly every manufacturer will be on display. It's going to be like Disney World, but cars. Browse the inventory in a no-stress, relaxed, and fun setting. The Kaiser University Auto Show of the Palm Beaches. It's open to the public, and admission is free. 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 The Kaiser University flagship campus. It's 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach. Call 561-478-5500 or go to residential.kaiseruniversity.edu for more information and details. We'll see you Saturday, April 5th. Saturday, April 5th for the Kaiser University Auto Show of the Palm Beaches. All right, so y'all are pushing back to the Sam Darnold comp, but to me, I think it is fair enough. You never want to go too hefty with these comps. You never also want to get disrespectful. Sam Darnold just threw for 33 touchdowns and led a team to a 14-win season. It's a good comp. Jackson Dart is the one who literally got maybe the worst comp I've ever seen a quarterback who's considered like the third best in this draft ever get. The 33rd team's tweet. Jackson Dart,
Ole Miss
quarterback, is Mitch Trubisky with aura.
Oh, what? Give me something tangible.
Mitch Trubisky
with good eye black.
With good eye black, with a good PR team, a charismatic Mitch Trubisky.
Coming from a school that has a much better football brand than North Carolina.
I can't believe they tweeted that out. 2 hours ago, the 33rd team tweets this out, and it is both disrespectful to Jackson Dart and Mitch Trubisky at the same time. Because you're calling Trubisky auraless and you're calling Dart talentless.
Mike T is going to get some papers on his desk tomorrow. He's going to get sued for slander.
Yeah. I would honestly, if I'm Jackson Dart, I'm taking offense to this. Who should be more offended by this comp, Jackson Dart or Mitch Trubisky?
Jackson Dart.
Yeah?
Yes.
Why?
Because we know what Mitch Trubisky did in his NFL career, and we don't know what Jackson Dart did. And you know what?
He's being called auraless.
Listen, boys and girls, coming from a man who has zero aura, such as myself, it's not that bad. Life's okay over here. You don't need aura to get by. Aura is for the weak. Aura is the opposite of, see, that was the Michael Scott where I started a sentence, didn't know where I was going with it.
What?
This is getting worse. This is what happens when you're auraless.
Cut me off, host. I'm behind this desk for a reason.
This is what happens when you're auraless. What the hell are you talking about? Why would you give that kind of advice to the kids and then follow it up with that?
Water's fine. Hop on in. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you could be Mitch Trubisky or C-Cat. Yeah. Forget about aura, kids. Forget about aura. I think that's disrespectful. Honestly, I would be more mad if I'm Mitch Trubisky because you're calling me auraless. If you're Jackson Dart, it's not a compliment, but it's not that huge of a diss because at least they're saying you got some aura, you got some gravitas, you got something that fans would like to watch and see. I also would say this, just like you said, the Sam Darnold comp is disrespectful, and the only thing that makes it cool is this last year we saw. There was a year in which a Mitch Trubisky comp wouldn't be so bad.
Hey, he was a double doink away from a playoff winning season, let alone playoff berth.
There was a time in which comparing somebody to Mitch Trubisky was not that negative of a thing. It's just like saying he's above average. And I do think Jackson Dart is likely slightly above average. It's time now for the midday midterms here on Theoretically Speaking. That's what that music tells. And what are we grading first, C-Cat?
First up on today's midday midterms, where we grade things around sports, life, and everything in between, spring training baseball.
Oh, that's an A. That's an A. Spring training baseball gets an A for me. I love to kick it at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. We got the Marlins. We got the Cardinals up there. In fact, my guy Jalen, little known fact, Jalen, who is obviously tapped in with Theoretically Speaking, his pops, Bernard Gilkey, legendary St. Louis Cardinal.
Does it go by Bernie?
Yeah.
All right, good. I like that name a lot.
Well, actually, I don't want to just speak for him. I'll have to ask him next time I see him, which will be next week when we go to the ballpark. So, Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. Can't wait to see the Cardinals and the Marlins tomorrow, 1 o'clock. First pitch. Theoretically Speaking, going to be there on Monday. And we'll shout out Bernard. We'll see if Mr. Gilkey there goes by Coach Gilkey, Bernie, or just straight up Bernard Gilkey. Either way, he helped the State League Palm Beach Cardinals to a championship last year.
Incredible.
Big shout.
All right, next up.
What do you grade spring training?
I give it an absolute A+ because you get unprecedented access to the players.
That is
nice. You go to regular season games, you are kept far away from players.
That's true.
You go to these small ballparks, you can have a conversation with Aaron Judge tomorrow if you
Share
want to.
a hot dog with one.
It's amazing.
Not at the same time.
Grade this for me, Theo Dorsey, because I heard this last night. You brought this to my attention. Grade J.J. Redick talking about LeBron James. Take a listen.
I believe I saw the other day he's a billionaire, and he's playing on the second night of a back-to-back at 40 after 22 years with every frickin' record and every accolade. And the kids will say that I'm glazing him. He's one of the greatest competitors, and Nate and I were talking about before the game. It's like he's amazing to coach. He brings it every single day. Like,
nah, man, doubling down on the glaze is crazy. Like, it's one thing to have the self-awareness to be like, they're going to say I'm glazing a little bit. They're going to say I'm kind of like gassing it. And then to like follow that up with with more, like with the like compounding the glaze. I got to grade that a C. And it's because you're pandering up to your best player, or at least your most important player.
I don't care if it's LeBron James. I don't care if it's the Messiah. You cannot relinquish all the power in the world like that.
Yeah.
He sounded so weak and so small compared to who LeBron James is.
Well, LeBron got him that job.
That's true. He's forever in debt to LeBron James because of getting him that job. So fair enough on that aspect.
Yeah, LeBron got him that job, and I'm sure he's not complaining about being now the Lakers head coach and the former podcast partner of the great LeBron James. Like, who's complaining about that?
All right, next up, we're going to grade.
We both did it. I'm sorry.
Grade White Lotus.
Oh,
you used to
man.
be a big fan of that show.
Oh, good dude. White Lotus is my show. Rock with it heavy. That's an A+ for me. We had a conversation earlier today here on in ESPN West Palm. Matter of fact, it started yesterday. What TV show would you yourself want to have a cameo in, right? Which means that you would take yourself, Theo Dorsey, the character me, and I would implant myself into an episode in a season of said show. I picked White Lotus. Like, that would be dope as hell. Now, there's a little risk involved with that now because there's always some murders that happen, and I wouldn't want to be one of the people that get killed. But, fancy resort, living in the high life, kicking it, vibing, a lot of good. I love the social like conflicts that happen in that show. A lot of good drama and storylines. Give me White Lotus all day.
I'd pick any like reality competition TV show. Like you put me on Deal or No Deal Island. Haven't watched a son of it, but I could step in and win it immediately. Put me in MTV's The Challenge. Whew. Sorry, Johnny Bananas. You're not standing a chance.
What about Fear Factor? Would you have done that?
Ooh, Fear Factor's tough. Because I have many fears. And many of which are a factor in my day-to-day life.
You factor that in a lot.
Man, old school Fear Factor with Rogan in like low definition. Oh, I would stay up late nights in a hotel room and watch that.
Yeah.
That show was hardcore.
I would never.
See, all like the action stunts, that stuff's easy because you obviously aren't going to fall off that truck and die. You are in a harness. But the spiders and the drinking like the bad milk or whatnot, yeah, I couldn't do that in Fear Factor. Sorry, you call my bluff.
I would be really good. This is a stupid thing to say right now, and I've said it. My wife was the one that mentioned it. She was like, That whole, I forget which one of the shows it was.
Minutes to Win It with Guy Fieri.
Which one is that? Is that like a bake a cake show?
No, it's like do-it-yourself at-home challenges. Like how long can you get the tissues out of the tissue box?
I'll be good at a lot of shows. I'll just say that. I'll be good at a lot of freaking shows. Yeah.
That's all we got.
I'm like that. That's it. That was the midday midterms. That was a lot of fun. Good point here from Jalen. He says, JJ Redick looking for some job security. That's actually the play. That's not a lie. If you want to keep your job and LeBron James is on your roster, you know a good way to do that? Butter up LeBron.
Kiss his butt, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, them's just the breaks. On the other side, we give you a last call. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. Theoretically speaking, in the happy hour on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
DQ Grill and Chill, always your first love for delicious treats. Enjoy the blizzard of the month, Red Velvet Cake Blizzard. Indulge in real red velvet cake pieces and cream cheese icing, blended with DQ Signature Soft Serve. Plus, the $7 meal deal remains in full effect. Your choice of a DQ cheeseburger or a 3-piece chicken strip basket served with fries, a drink, and a sundae for just $7. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Eat, putt, drink. PopStroke Palm Beach is now open. Located right next to Palm Beach International Airport, PopStroke is your new go-to destination for all things fun. Hit the greens with 36 holes of next-level mini golf, grab a bite at our full-service restaurant, or chill at one of the lively bars. Want to level up? Yeah! Join our monthly membership for unlimited mini golf and exclusive discounts on food and drinks.
Yes!
Plan your next visit today at popstroke.com.
Hey kids and teens, join us for Junior Golf Day at the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches on Tuesday, February 25th from 4 to 6 p.m. Each junior will play a 4-hole competition on the par 3 staple course. Do not bring clubs or balls. Everything will be provided for you. Parking is available at Mearsall Park beginning at 3 p.m. Visit the events section on our website at firsttpalmbeaches.org for more information. See you at the Cognizant Classic on Tuesday, February 25th.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
What?
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I'd almost forgot about this, but there was one time in my early TV career where they made me chop my fro. I used to have a curly fro. And, and they made me chop that thing off. But that was way back in like school. After that, I kept a fresh fade. I like the fade better anyway.
You ever make a mistake when shaving and having to like go along with it? Like
yeah,
forget
for sure.
a guard?
No, the worst mistake I ever made with shaving was when I trimmed like a little too much on the side of my mustache, and my mustache is already thin. And then I tried to fix it by like kind of like evening it out on both sides, and then I just had to cut it all off, and I looked like a naked mole rat.
Yeah, getting ready for a minor league basketball game broadcast I was going to be on the call for. I was shaving, and I just forgot the guard. So it went right down from like the right side of my face, right to skin. It was trying to shorten my beard, not get rid of it. Well, turns out my mistake made the decision for me, and I had to go clean shaven for the first time in a long time because of that mistake.
I would have just left.
What, just kind of?
Yeah, just one little strike.
No, it was too bad.
Were you on TV or radio at the time?
Well, TV.
Radio.
I was on an internet video stream.
Yeah. Nobody knows. Just turn to the right, Don't show them where it's messed up at. Let it grow back. See, that was the thing about the pandemic, too. Pandemic was the time where people could, grow out a beard or test out a new facial hairstyle or learn how to cut their own hair. My biggest regret from the pandemic was not learning how to chop my own hair. Because people learned how to cut their own hair in the pandemic, and that actually saves them a lot of money going forward. If I would have been able to do that, I can get myself a fresh cut every week, save $40. I pay $40 a week for a haircut.
Maybe you could make a small business, cut other people's hair. That's what Dean Thomas does. When he was growing up.
He chops?
Yeah, he cuts hair.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little late for me to start to get into that because you screw somebody's hair up, it could be a big problem.
Yeah, it's burning a relationship
At this age,
for life.
Like, you could do that in college or something, but yeah, you can't really just be doing that. Time now for the last call. It's last call season here on Theoretically Speaking. And C-Cat, I hope you're ready for this one because it's not good for Team USA or really our nation in general. I'm sorry.
What?
This comes from the Prime Minister of Canada. You finished the last 3 words. You can't take our country, and you can't
take our sport. I saw the tweet and it angered me. It made me very sad.
That kind of ticked me off because that's what happens when you lose a match, when you put that much stakes on it, when you got your president giving you a pregame speech and everybody's like, America, America, and then we lose to them. Now they get to stump on our grave.
Yeah, that's the team you're rooting for. Like, you wanted this result. You wanted to wake up today with Canada winning.
I did, and I got what I wanted, but at what cost? Now we're the 11th Providence is what they're saying. I don't even know how to speak French. Go in love, go in peace, go in joy.
Banyan Printing, your trusted printing, mailing, and signage partner in the Palm Beaches for over 45 years. Banyan Printing's new metallic ink press adds that extra shine so that your product comes out in glossy gold, sparkling silver, or any other color you want to